Good morning, everyone. It's Pastor Bob with another Daily Bible Reading Insight. Today is day 144 in our Read Through the Bible in Year program. That means we're in 1 Chronicles 11 through 13 and beginning chapter 9 of the book of John. I want to talk about chapter 9 of the book of John in a moment. 1 Chronicles, though, tells the story of King David coming to power and consolidating his power. There's a long list of mighty warriors that fight for King David and with King David, and so you might enjoy some of that. This is King David is starting to rise, and we all know that shortly after this, King David's transgressions caused him to fall. Jesus says something very interesting in John chapter 9. I'm reading from the NIV. Here's verse 1. As he went along, so Jesus is walking along, he saw a man blind from birth. His disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Neither this man nor his parents sinned, said Jesus, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. Three things I want to talk about regarding that verse. One, brokenness exists in our world, and it's not necessarily anybody's fault. Jesus said it wasn't his parents' fault, nor was it the man's fault that he was born blind. This is how the world exists at this time, at that time, and at this time, right? There's no one to blame. It just is, okay? However, the second point, God wants to work for our good in all of it. In the brokenness, in the imperfection, in the struggle, God wants to work for our good. So no matter what you're going through right now, don't look for a blame whose fault it is. It is what it is, but God wants to bring restoration out of it. He wants to bring redemption out of it. Point 3, in almost every circumstance where Jesus interacts with a sick person, their physical sickness is secondary to their spiritual sickness. Take a look at almost every interaction where Jesus heals somebody. Their physical sickness is not treated as the primary ailment. It is their spiritual sickness. And indeed, with this favorite results of this man being healed is his spiritual rebirth, his spiritual strength. Notice that when the Pharisees are now talking to him and they're saying, hey, who healed you? Where did you come from? Are you sure that you were the guy that was blind? And he talks to them with strength. He says, I don't know who he was, but I was blind. Now I can see. I don't know where he's going. I don't know what he's about. I was blind, but now I see. The spiritual rebirth in this guy speaks to the possibility of what God can do in our lives when we let him. So no matter what brokenness we're going through at this moment, if God steps in and begins working for our good, he's going to work on our spirit first before he works on our physical body. And that changes everything. Make sense? Pastor Bob with another Daily Bible Reading Insight. See you tomorrow.